Boo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to a creepy, spooky, Adam Hughesless episode of the original Drink and Draw Social Club. Hey, we're here with the regular haunted guests. Just us, nobody else. But, in honor of Halloween and a birthday this week, we will be discussing and paying a little tribute to the great Bernie Wrightson. So Adam could not join us this week, but will be with us on a later episode. So, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing this evening?
Hi. Good.
Lovely.
Nice to see you all.
You all right?
You're festive?
Are we live? Are we live?
We're live.
We're live.
We're undead.
We're doing it live.
We should be dead for Halloween, not live.
It's good to see you guys.
So,
How are you?
See, Dan's wearing his pumpkin-themed Drink and Draw shirt.
That's right.
Jeff's got his black hat on to be spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Joe,
Ain't got nothing.
nothing. And
No.
Dave is the Invisible Man.
There you go.
Just the way we like.
That's my treat. I'm denying everybody my ugly face, as opposed to Joe's trick.
We're going to see Joe dump half his. He got it.
There you go. Look at that little chapeau.
Oh, look at
Nice start.
Nice. That's a good looking hat.
Thank you. I weaved it myself. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the kind of hat that demands a cigar.
You get a bowl of soup with that hat. Hey. So, and this evening, our postcard du jour for the giveaway is the Reverend Dave Wrongson.
Wow.
So, I'm not sure if it's what you're drawing now, Dave, or you're going to draw something else.
Yeah, no, I was gonna do that kind of wispy hair, Wrightson-y light source above the head kind of thing. Like I got my white paint. I'm ready to rock this thing. So
Excellent.
gonna do a dead creep, like crypt creeper kind of guy. So
Some sort of Wrightson-esque zombie
yeah, why
Oh,
not?
God, he was so good.
thing from beyond. It was a tremendous artist and a tremendous human being. Bernie, I think it's been 4 years now since he passed away. And,
2017, yeah.
Yeah.
He has some interesting eyebrows.
He had the greatest eyebrows.
You know what? He was up there. He's up there in the top 5.
Yeah. I would say he could go on a run for his money when it came to an eyebrow. Yeah.
Is there a connection between artistic power and eyebrows?
I can actually get them that high if I let mine grow, but I'm waiting until I hit 55, and then it'll be all right.
Why 55?
You got to have goals.
Right. He's working on them now.
Okay, it's fine.
Well, that and I'm single,
So it's like you're going to treat yourself when you're 55. I'm just going to say.
or if I get a girlfriend, and then she won't be able to do anything, about it at that point. So
She won't. You said she won't.
yeah,
She won't. Most mail order brides don't complain about eyebrows.
Oh, man.
So,
So Jeff's working on Taskmaster. Dan,
yeah, doing a little Taskmaster.
what you got going here?
I am doing Uncle Creepy and Vampy.
A little spooky cutie.
You know what? Because we don't have Adam Hughes, I was like, I could draw a good-looking woman. If Adam Hughes was on the show, I'd be drawing like a barn or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a cat prepared.
Yeah, I'm like,
On the show.
here's a barn. Look at this mailbox I drew, everybody. It's spectacular.
So Adam is just having trouble with the hurricane. Is that what's going on with him?
yeah. A lot of people in Georgia are basically screwed right now. The thing rocked them like a hurricane.
Good one. Good one, Dave.
Song in there somewhere.
And what's the name of this one? Zeta?
Zeta.
Yeah.
It's the last one, right?
Right, and then they have to start all over.
I don't know what they do. Do they go alpha alpha after they run out of Greek alphabet? Start doubling up.
Oh, wow.
So So does anyone have any fun Wrightson stories, quips, memories?
I don't know about you guys. I never got a chance to meet him. I think one of the first times, I mean, I saw the Swamp Thing stuff, and I saw his that Batman create that cape that he did that was 30 feet long. I think back then that was sort of revolutionary because I'm like, oh, you can change, you can make stuff anything you want it to be in a comic. I think that was sort of kind of a brand new. I was trying to draw the thing as it was, but I remember seeing. Guys, remember that studio book?
Oh yeah,
Of course.
That thing was mind-boggling. So much great art in there. That was the first time I really got to take a look at his art on like nice paper, a big size. It was a game changer.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that when you see it in that full size and the high resolution, it's really mind blowing. It's like, seeing the Sistine Chapel in person versus, seeing a poster of it or something like that, where you can really see all the intricate work. It's pretty heady stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see. It was my first New York show, and I saw they had on display it was like this big orchestra. He had not orchestra. What was that called? Those pianos that are like an organ, a pipe organ piece that he had done, and the same thing, Jeff. I saw that they had the thing in person because Bernie was there, and it was a big piece. Maybe it was like 4 feet tall or something. It was insane.
Yeah,
I remember in high school, I had to beg my dad to loan me the money to buy A Look Back. I mean, that was like the most expensive book I had ever bought. My dad was like, "You want to spend $80 on a book?"
I remember that book. That was an amazing book.
So yeah, that book killed me.
Financially and artistically?
Yeah.
Or killed your dad. Well,
Yeah. Believe me, I had to mow the lawn like a billion times to pay for it, but
it was good for you. Built character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hay fever.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I was lucky enough to meet him later in life, and went to his old studio up in New York, which was like an old tool shed, like a one-room tool shed. I mean, it was fairly big. Don't get me wrong; it wasn't like a shed.
Was it a she shed?
But I walked in there, and there were literally 3 human skeletons in various degrees of completion, hanging from the ceiling, and they were actual real skeletons.
Was one of them born?
The what?
Yeah.
Was one of them born?
I didn't hear you, but but that, and he had jars filled with all sorts of weird shit, which was also very creepy. So it was cool. Loved it.
Yeah, he loved the macabre stuff. It seems so. I did a little research on him, and I guess he got the famous artist school correspondence course too. I would love to have that. I would love to do that course.
Well, you can buy them on eBay, but I don't think anybody's gonna respond to you sending them in.
I mean, I would also love a time machine, but yeah, I mean, so many great artists that we know of did that course. I would love to get a hold of it. I would have loved to have done it when I was a kid.
What if they had said, "Jeff, you need to go into the military"?
Well, I mean, then they would have been right.
Well, actually, isn't that what that was Eric Larson told you, right? Don't quit your day job.
Eric Larson told me not to quit my day job.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's still
Also right. Yeah.
But he still says a lot of people would like, okay, take it away, and he still looks at your work and still says the same thing.
I don't think his opinion about my work has changed.
No.
I'm kidding. He's he's a very nice man. He said that when I was like 16 or 17. I actually did some
Inspirational. Very
Yeah.
inspirational.
Yeah.
So if you had to quit your day job, what would that job have been?
At the
When you
time, I was selling newspaper subscriptions door to door.
Well, that's a growth industry.
Yeah, yeah. Print papers are doing great.
What are you, nuts?
Hold on to that one forever.
Yeah.
Could have been Rupert Murdoch by now.
Oh God.
So I had the pleasure to know Bernie and actually work with him and stuff, and he was just just the sweetest guy. When we first met him, didn't even really believe it was him because he had like zero ego, none whatsoever. Just totally humble, unlike every single one of us on the show.
Right.
But just a class act, just a great guy.
So very much not like Dave.
I was really talking about you, Dan, but
No.
Did you ever collaborate with him on anything, Joe?
yeah, we did Marvel Knights, and he was one of the first artists that did Punisher for us.
Yeah, that stuff was great. How was it now? Did you get to see the whole process? Did he pen pencils? Did he ink it? Did he just hand everything?
No, he just did pencils. There were loose pencils, and Jimmy was inking it. Stu was filling in the blanks and stuff. But yeah, it was something completely different for him, because he's really known for more of that macabre stuff, not superhero stuff. So he was having a blast when we were doing it. It was fun.
Any regrets working with him?
Tons, man, tons.
Yeah.
The other thing with Bernie was a heavy smoker. You know what I mean? So it was like hanging around with my dad in a lot of ways. Just remember that.
It must have been so insane to be living in the same building with Bernie Wrightson, Howard Chaykin, and Walt Simonson and Al Milgrom. What a hot spot that building was. There must have been something in the water.
Yeah. Or something in those cigarettes.
Yeah. It was the 70s.
That it was. New York was a dangerous place.
Young, impressionable men.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys read, Chaykin's Facebook feed.
Oh, yeah.
When he starts reminiscing, God, I love that stuff. Love it. Especially about New York in that era.
Yeah, whenever I hear stories about that time, the only thing that pops into my mind is the movie Warriors.
Can you hear the soundtrack playing while you were?
Yeah, I hear the bottles clinking.
You need to really broaden your horizons, Jeff. I don't know.
I mean, that is a common. That is what everyone says, Joe. I guess I should try it.
Maybe you shouldn't have quit your day job.
Honestly, I would have still been reading at least.
So let me ask you this: when Eric Larson said that to you, did that make you just want to go back home and start drawing right away?
Oh no, I went home. I redoubled all my efforts.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And how'd that work out for you?
Well, I mean, it's been pretty good so far. I mean, I've avoided real work for decades.
Hey, he's on drink and draw. How about that? Not everybody gets on drink and draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his spot is up, for grabs.
Right. I mean, it's always dependent on my behavior and my skill.
Hey, Dan, let me ask you a question. If Jeff wasn't already part of Drink and Draw, would you have invited him on as a guest?
No.
No way. I don't have nearly enough followers.
No. I'm all about followers, and Jeff knows.
Well, no, you invite your friends too. I just wonder if Jeff was enough of a friend that you would have invited.
Well, I mean, certainly Jeff's a friend, but
chances are Dan would have told a story about Jeff by now, and Jeff would have declined to speak to Dan anymore after that story was told.
Yeah.
And would have refused his invitations. Things like that happen.
So are you guys going to do anything special for Halloween? You have do you have kids come by your house? I don't, Dan, you probably don't have a bunch of kids. And I don't even know if anyone's going to be trick-or-treating this year.
Well, no, I mean, where I live, it's not really conducive to kids anyhow, because it would kill these poor little guys because
I know the hills are pretty steep.
There's no fat kids making it up his hill, that's for sure.
Don't tell your son that, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to probably get together with some friends that are all masked, but masked for real, and see what we can do.
I'm going to dress up as Ben's Milky Eye.
Is anyone going to carve me pumpkins?
We actually have a huge pumpkin patch next to our house, so I'll probably carve one or two.
Have you ever done the sculpting style pumpkin carving, like the professional pumpkin carvers?
No.
I don't know if you saw Frank Cho went to a class with a friend of his and was just playing around with carving pumpkins. It was the first time Frank had done it, and it was so terribly humbling to see what Frank had produced. Just first time taking a crack at this sculpting a pumpkin. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's the difference between me and artists, and that's why people don't see me draw.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's the difference between Frank and the rest of us.
I'd never seen Frank sculpt anything before.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, sure, it didn't suck. Especially like I say, first time out of the gate. But watching those shows on like Food Network, they'll do them, the pumpkin carvers, and watching those guys that do the sculpting rather than just the straight carving. It's pretty wild to see what they can produce.
Jeff, do you remember Eddie Adams?
Yes.
Eddie Adams, probably the best guy I've ever seen do that before.
What, at pumpkin carving?
Yeah, he puts Frank to shame.
It's a really interesting skill because it's kind of like relief carving, like almost carving a hieroglyph into a pyramid.
It's insane. It's really crazy how good Eddie is at it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I guess your brain has to work in different levels of dimension to sculpt like that. I mean,
as we discussed before, I'm a flat worlder.
See, Dave is checked out. He's not answering questions anymore.
Dave's gone.
The what?
What?
He's concentrating on his thing.
No.
I just got nothing to add. Sorry, I'm not a pumpkin carver.
He's doing a postcard where none of you guys actually stepped up to do one. So
that's very nice of him. So back to Bernie. Like apart from his macabre stuff, his Frankenstein stuff, which is glorious, and the Swamp Thing stuff. Do you guys remember Captain Stern from Heavy Metal?
Uh-huh.
I just watched that movie again recently. That section with Stern is probably it's the funniest part of the film.
Oh, by far. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a little more diverse, I guess, in his stuff that he did than people give him credit for it. I don't know how aware people are of his movie work. He did character designs and set designs and storyboarding on films. This is from Ghostbusters, the librarian witch transformation. He did a lot of character design on Ghostbusters. They didn't use much of it. At least not as he did it, because it was a little darker than they wanted. This was the dogs, whatever the Rick Moranis turns into.
Oh, yeah.
I forget what their actual name is.
The Keymaster.
Yeah, well, the gatekeeper and the Keymaster.
Yeah.
Gozer, whatever. There's probably people in the comments right now lambasting me for not knowing.
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
This was one of his concept drawings from it, of the gates of hell, which obviously Ghostbusters didn't get into.
You can tell he was using the skeleton that he had in the studio right there.
Right. And this is also the approach to the gates of hell.
Wow. So cool.
Yeah. So Ghostbusters could have been a little on the darker side.
I discovered I also did some stuff for Galaxy Quest that I was unaware of.
Well, there was a period in his life where he really needed some money, apparently.
Well, yeah.
But yes,
what's wrong with Galaxy Quest? That was a great film.
Yeah. Hey, look how creepy that drawing is. I think very few people could turn around and do cute and then suddenly creepy.
right.
Better than him. Yeah.
Agreed, Jeff.
Thank you, Dan.
As you know, if I say so, something or other. I don't know.
So since we're not doing costumes this year, what costume would you dress up? Would you dress as a Bernie Wrightson character?
Yeah, I'm that much of a crazy fan. I would probably dress up as a Bernie Wrightson character.
Shadow would be fun.
Shadow.
Bernie.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you dress up as Shadow Cat, the Marvel character.
You mean Sprite?
Yeah, sometimes Sprite, Kitty Pryde.
The blue leotard version?
Yeah.
Jeff would look hot.
Kind of cool, don't you think, Jeff?
I do have the hips for it.
Yeah, your hips don't lie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is a lie.
Yeah.
Ben, what would you dress up as, Ben? Very curious.
Yeah. Ben's already dressed up. Ben, show us.
This is my costume from last year. It's skeleton onesie.
You're the jerk from Karate Kid.
That's it. I just need somebody in a shower costume, and we'll be set.
Yeah. Smoking some weed.
Smoke a joint in the men's room, and
yeah.
Pretty good night. Get my ass kicked by Arnold from Happy Days. Yeah. We used to do big blowout Halloween parties in the days before our kids were problematic in age. We'd go all out on the costuming and have a big 40 by 40 tent set up in the backyard with heaters and
cool.
Get kegs and just have a big costume blowout. We used to bob for shots.
That sounds horrible.
It was outstanding. You take airplane bottles in lieu of apples and put them in the same wash basin. And you bob for those shots. Whatever you pull up, you drink.
All right.
So,
wow.
And some shots float, some shots don't. So
the fact that you have enough airplane bottles to do that laying around.
we went shop. You had to go buy and stock.
Yeah. That's not just from all the trips he takes.
No, they don't get. Well, I guess they do give you airplane bottles, but not like they used to.
Yeah.
Nothing's like it used to be.
No, everything's awful.
And you'll be surprised to hear that one year when I was living in the Bay Area, we all went. A big group of us went to San Francisco for Halloween, and I had been convinced to dress up as the Energizer Bunny.
What?
In San Francisco.
In San Francisco. Castro at Halloween. I was not. Someone had just thought it would be a really fun costume.
I bet they did.
How much convincing did that take, Jeff?
Well, I believe it was my girlfriend who was really the final arbiter of what I was wearing at that time. So probably not much, but I didn't think. I didn't think it through. I paid the price that night.
Good.
Was it too warm?
No, I was. It was too inviting.
Jeff can be very inviting.
He's a frisky bunny.
I had the same problem one year when I went down to the West Hollywood Halloween event, and I made a costume made of tap lights.
What are...
You know those things you put in your...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Biggest mistake of my life. Holy moly.
That was a mistake?
Yeah.
You got tapped a few times, did you?
I'm
man.
sure.
Where did you put it, Dave?
Well,
So that was worse than the hug bug, huh?
well, that was actually fun. But People were tapping where there weren't any tap lights.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's on you, Dave.
Yeah, you
That
should have
was
known.
on
You
you.
should have known better.
But I
Yeah.
lit up the room. I tell you that, man.
Well, you always do. You always do, friend.
But yeah, Hug Bug is one of my favorite costumes I've ever made. That was a good costume.
What's amazing about Dave is Dave did this. The hug. I wish we had a picture of it, or you could pull one up, Dave. But Dave did this amazing hug bug.
I wore the Hug Bug one year at Dragon Con.
Yeah, but he also Dave would just give it away too. He'd go, okay, you can, I think he gave it to Amanda one year.
No, I made a I gave it to somebody. I don't know who I gave it to.
Who was Amanda?
Hold on, I'll text Ben. Right, here we go. But
Looking for it on the internets.
Yeah, the Hug Bug costume was quite hot, quite warm.
I imagine.
Yeah.
But I imagine it was also worth it.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely it's a winning element.
Yeah.
all right, I just texted Ben, so you should have it.
There we go. Let's see.
Now Ben just has to transfer it.
Well, what else does he get to do?
That's it. Nothing.
We'll already be on to another subject by the time he gets it up. So
Let the guy with the eye try to figure out how to transfer it. Let's see here.
I
Three.
guess wait, hold on. Guess I could just do this. There you go.
Oh, here. Let me.
That was a great costume, man.
Yeah, the Hug Bug was great.
I used to wait in hallways and spread my arms out and go, "You shall not pass," without a hug.
It's
Now
very
you get arrested.
logo there too.
Yeah, all the arms were connected by filament wire. So yeah, it was a good costume. It was fun.
Hey Dave, do you remember the big costumes that were in the hallways at Warner Brothers in 34R? Wile E. Coyote and whatnot.
No,
Oh,
you talking
so
about
they're basically just costumes that someone. Yeah, on the ranch.
Huh? No. I don't
So
remember that.
they're basically just they're big costumes, and they didn't, instead of putting them in storage, they just left them out as display. And I forget who did it, but one of the guys there would climb into them in the middle of the night and scare the bejesus out of the poor cleaning crew.
It sounds like something Darwin Cook did to.
Dan, Didio.
No, he did it to.
Didio and Noto both.
Yeah, to
Okay.
Noto. I'm thinking of the Noto one is twice as funny.
What's the Noto one?
Oh,
All right, Ben, you got to tell that one.
So
Such a
Darwin had purchased this full body Winnie the Pooh onesie, kind of like the skeleton thing I'm wearing, to where it was Darwin's face inside, like Winnie the Pooh's mouth was open and Darwin's head was sticking out, is what it looked like. So it was mildly terrifying if you knew it was coming, right? And it was from a thrift store, so it was a little ratty, well loved. But he was at Jimmy and Amanda's house in Florida, and Noto was in town and was on Jimmy's couch taking a nap. And Darwin gets the Winnie the Pooh costume on, which Phil has not seen.
And they had just met.
Yeah, they didn't know each other well at all at the time. And while Phil is asleep, he climbs on top of Phil
Oh God.
in the Winnie the Pooh costume and takes his hand and cups it over Phil's mouth like this.
Oh no.
And then
this is normal. Okay.
furry finger up to his mouth, going, shh.
What an ungodly way to wake up.
Yeah.
And, Noto weighs like $120 soaking wet. He's not
Yeah.
exactly a guy that's going to fight anyone off anyway. So, and Dar's just got him pinned down on Jimmy's couch,
Oh,
terrifying him. And Cook actually drew it into, I think it was his Minutemen story. He used that exchange with a couple of characters. just to rib Phil because it traumatized
him.
Yeah. I don't feel right just hearing the story.
My favorite part of this,
The test.
I don't know if this is actually what happened, but the part I heard was when he put his hand over Phil's mouth, he just said, "Just let it happen."
Oh, that ain't right.
Maybe it is.
Phil. He did the same thing to Didio in the same location. Other than he just sat astride Dan and started making little circles on Dan's chest with his Winnie the Pooh paws.
Beautiful, beautiful story.
You're pretty foolish if you fall asleep at Jimmy's house. Seems like you're inviting trouble.
Bad things happen.
Yeah. It's like getting drunk and passing out at a frat house.
Similar. So any other Wrightson stories, Dan, you haven't shared with us?
Well, I mean, I didn't know him that well. I'd say hello to him. You guys were better friends with him than I was, but I just remember how kind he was. He was just a very kind fella,
He didn't like you though.
Well, no, I mean, he had taste. Obviously, he didn't like me. Oh, you know what? I do remember Bill Ray was coloring him on the Cult. So that was, I got to see the stuff coming in and watch Bill attempt this crazy coloring technique, which I thought was a little strange at the time. I don't know how well Bernie liked it, but it was a strange way to color him for sure. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Bernie didn't ask for that? That was just what.
Well, no, I mean, I'm sure he collaborated with Bill on it, but it was just like that was when you were basically coloring on clear acetate to get the painted look, and it was rough because you could kind of see what you were painting because you had to keep flipping the paper down and to see it. So it was interesting.
Well, it was blue line, right?
Oh,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Taskmaster's looking good, Jeff.
Well, let's see the Taskmaster. Wow, Jeff. I remember that. Man, that cover.
That George Perez cover? Yeah.
That George Perez cover. I saw that at the like a Kmart or something like that at the time when they would package comics with what's it called? Like those three copies into one.
Oh yeah, those little packages. Yeah, those were great.
Yeah, and man, I was like, okay, I don't know what's the third one underneath that I can't see, but I'm buying it because of this, without a doubt.
Yeah, I just always loved that character too. Not only was he a great design, but he's just a badass.
Yeah.
Instantaneous reflexes. I just always thought photographic reflexes. I thought that was a really cool power.
Yeah, you'd love to have that, wouldn't you, Jeff?
I would. That would be if I
somebody that has talent, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
This is fun, you guys.
Yeah.
Joe, are you working on anything that can be shown, or?
I'm working on it. Let's see.
That is a good-looking hat. Where'd you get that hat, Joe?
I'm excited, Jeff.
I honestly don't remember. So, give me 1 second here.
Gave it to him.
This hat was a gift from Dan's wife, Elena.
Oh yeah.
Was it a gift, or did you steal it from Elena?
Yeah.
She actually looks really good in this hat, but no, it was a gift.
Oh.
Yeah, I think now that you say that, I recognize this.
Yeah, yeah. But if she ever wanted it, I'd give it back to her. She looks great in it. Oh wow, nice work.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do starting to work on some gray tones.
Oh, very nice.
But still got a ways to go.
Don't we all, though, in a sense?
What's that?
Don't we all have ways to go in a sense?
Certainly.
Very
So
nice.
a little bit of wit today.
That was good.
Thank you.
So let's talk about candy.
Huh?
What about
Haven't seen Candy in years. I'm sorry.
Uh,
No, we're talking about.
Halloween's, yeah. I don't know her. You guys have what is your feeling on the fun size candy bar? Dan, I know you have strong feelings about it.
I'm big on the fun size because I can get away with a lot of extra eating. I can trick myself into thinking.
Ten of them, but they're just bite size.
It is bite size. It's not really like eating candy bars at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing. I think it's a.
Now, when you guys were kids trick or treating, they still gave out like apples and crap like that, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yes.
Yeah, razor blades, toothpaste, the usual stuff.
Wooden toys.
You're king of candy for trick or treat candy.
I'm
Jeff,
gonna,
we'll start with you.
I'm going to say I have to. I'm a big fan of the Baby Ruth.
I always knew that about you.
Yeah, it's in my bio.
Yeah.
David.
Probably Butterfinger.
Oh,
The old Butterfinger. Those new ones are terrible.
Yeah, I haven't had them since they changed the filling format. They're like a
Yeah,
Heath.
they're claiming it's better because it tastes more like peanuts, but that's not why you liked Butterfinger. It was that chemical concoction that stuck to the molars in your mouth.
Yeah,
that made it good.
Yes. Joe, what was your favorite trick or treat candy?
Reese's.
Colt 45.
yeah. Thunder Train.
Reese's is outstanding. It's hard to go wrong with the Reese's.
Yeah. It's almost a perfect candy. It really is.
The Reese's Pieces are not bad either.
Yeah.
The best
Yeah, I'm not a
movie.
Reese's Pieces guy either. If anyone was wondering or keeping track.
I hadn't asked you yet, Dan.
Oh.
Wait your turn.
Sorry.
I don't think Dan really
your-
is not much of a discerning palate when it comes to candy. I've watched him eat candy out of a garbage can.
That's true.
You've watched
Well,
him
he
eat.
eats a lot of things out of the garbage can.
I've seen him eat a lot of things out of a garbage can.
He's
I would
essentially
say
a
Dan is
raccoon.
50% Armenian and 25% raccoon.
Yeah. I don't know. Raccoons wash their food on occasion.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more of a possum.
Yeah.
So Dan, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Non-garbage
Well,
candy.
Yeah,
I would say
fresh.
I have to agree with these guys. It's a combination of Reese's peanut butter cup or Butterfinger or Clark bar, which is the same as a Butterfinger.
Interesting.
Not really the same.
You don't think they're the
It's kinda-
same, Dave? Do you think they're the same?
No, they're not the same.
Okay. Does anybody think they're the same?
I mean, one of the giveaways is that it's a different name.
Clark.
So, Dave, you're going to give that away? Who's giving that away?
I am.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna have to
lucky
ask
duck.
one of those crazy trivia questions.
wait, can I
Very
answer the trivia
short.
question?
You might be able to if you can
All
type.
right, let's hear it. Let's
Well, I
see what the
haven't got
trivia question is.
Oh, we got time yet. We got to wait. Got to sit on
All
it.
right.
Keep these people hooked.
True.
Right.
I haven't had a sip of my
I mean, we can only talk about candy for so long.
I can talk about candy a long time.
Jeff is trying his little heart out with some of these questions to get us chatting.
Well, I know that it's supposed to be a Halloween show and a Bernie Wrightson show.
Look, we can all agree the worst candy to get on Halloween, those black and orange, like saltwater taffy looking things.
Oh yeah, those are gross.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like grandma trick or treat candy.
Why can't grandmas get it right? What do you think that's about? Because I mean, they honestly just suck at Halloween.
I think they just don't care. I think they think it's funny to hand you a piece of shitty candy.
They
Well,
must.
Maybe they didn't have real candy when they were children.
Right.
And so they don't understand the concept.
I guess that's true. Good point, Ben.
I mean, my dad's favorite gum as a child was this god awful stuff that tastes like licorice that somebody rolled in dirt. I forget what it was
How
called.
was that?
Beach nut, maybe, or
Oh yeah, I remember that.
blackjack. Blackjack gum. And,
Wouldn't it turn your teeth black?
I don't know. The stuff that I tried was a like re-release. They's like so excited. Oh, this is my childhood candy.
Oh,
Here, try a piece of this gum. And I was like,
it tastes like tar.
in my day, we just chewed dirt.
The grit is good for you.
Blackjack, yeah. Yeah, no, and candy corn is not the worst. Candy corn can be good. It just depends on the candy corn.
Does.
I'm going to share a secret with you guys about my wife.
Uh-oh.
She gets
Candy
peeps.
corn?
She gets peeps every year,
Yeah.
but has never eaten one. She just likes having them.
Wait, she gets what? Pinks?
Peeps.
No,
Those
peas.
horrible little
peeps.
mushroom like
Oh,
chicken
yeah.
things.
She doesn't ever eat them?
She'll eat one or two, but then the package will just stay in the cupboard all year long, and they turn rock hard.
Yeah. My father buys or gets them from his children. He'll slice a hole in the bag and then put it in the cabinet. And then the next season, he'll take that bag out and eat it because he likes them rock hard.
What?
Yeah. He likes them stale and aged.
I don't know your dad, but I'm going to go ahead and just.
He's a Depression era child.
He's had a horrible childhood.
Yeah, you should feel kind of sorry for him.
Yeah. I'm just going to guess.
He lived through the Depression and World War II and rationing, and so
When
yeah.
were you born?
How old is your dad?
My dad was born in 32.
Oh, all right. Well, I got you beat then. My dad was 1930.
No.
Did he also have terrible taste in candy?
He's so old school that he just didn't even do the candy. He just,
He hated the idea of candy.
When I worked at Cartoon Network, I used to buy circus peanuts. And I discovered that if you lick the flat end, you can stick them on things and it will stay there forever. So I used to stick circus peanuts all over Cartoon Network, like in weird places, that they're probably still there.
Well, it's because circus peanuts are made from the same part of the horse that they make glue.
Yes.
Man.
Good times. Good old
Hey,
circus.
that's why you're probably not working in house right now.
I was gonna say, you are an in-house menace.
I mean, every time you work in house, it's a nightmare for people.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you literally almost took that one guy's eye out with a blowgun.
that is true. That was not a good day for me.
Attacking eyes is not a joke.
Yeah, Ben doesn't think that's funny anymore.
Yeah. Eye safety is important. Pop some more Wrightson heard up here.
Yeah, we have enough.
Yeah. Upload a couple of things.
I can't wait to teach Dan all my tricks.
Resolution on this one. Wow. Too high res. There we go. Nicely colored piece.
Gorgeous.
Creepy. I think that's actually from Creepy, isn't it?
Might be.
Magazine.
It looks like one of the,
1970.
is it a Poe piece from this?
I'm not sure.
You guys used to buy Creepy and Eerie as a kid? I never
Oh, yeah.
bought a copy as a
Well, I
kid.
used to buy old issues. Like, I don't think I ever bought one brand new. I would always find them, used at the bookstore. Like in
I had like an uncle who would give them to me. So that's in Mad Magazine too. I don't think I ever bought a Mad Magazine. But man, I would eat that stuff up. It just felt so different. I was so used to regular like Marvel or DC Comics or Charlton, and then you'd see this sort of stuff, and man, it was just a whole different weird world. It definitely gave you a different perspective on comics and comic book making and stories. I mean, you see stuff like this, you can't see that stuff in your typical comics, it seems.
No.
Well, those artists,
Man,
I mean, South America.
Look at that. That's cool.
That's my.
That it stands rough. You dropped in here for some reason.
That's what I'm working.
that. Yeah, what you could do with texture and lighting was amazing.
That wood cutting's almost etching look style, especially with the Frankenstein pieces. It's just.
I mean, let's be honest. The guy was a bit of a show off.
Right. I mean, he didn't have to make it that good.
No.
This shot here, if I can get it to pop up, machine's very slow this evening for me. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that one's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I own that piece actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do too. Inside the book.
Wow.
$1 million.
Like, is this going to pay off? It's going to pay off.
So what was the story on these? He was doing these in his spare time, right?
Well, that's what
It
all
was?
art is, spare time.
Yeah, I'd always heard that he was working on other stuff, and he would fit in some Frankenstein whenever he could, and that's one of the reasons they're so lavish, is because he just was doing them for himself.
I always wondered if it kind of burned him out, like, I mean, where do you go from there,
Where do we go from here?
Right, like he raised his own bar too high.
Well, not too high, but I mean, yeah, at the same time, it's kind of
Yes, too high.
how do you follow that up,
Yeah, the last thing he did was that Frankenstein Alive with Steve Niles, and a lot of the styling in it is obviously reminiscent, but I'd say it's as good a work as the first Frankenstein, the Mary Shelley interpretation.
Excellent. Well, Ben, you showed me earlier you have the Spider-Man trade paper that he did handy, right?
Yeah, it's sitting over here. Yes,
I love that book. I drew. I copied that. I copied basically every panel out of that thing.
It's a trippy book. There's no two ways about it. I remember picking it up for the first time. Just here's Spider-Man, and I'm like, what in the hell's going on with Spider-Man? But
right.
yeah, it's Spider-Man on acid almost. But just amazing detail and creativity in it. Really was a master. And speaking of masters, let's have a look at what Dave's doing.
Whoa.
Everybody stare at Dave while I go find these trivia questions.
I like that. I like the missing eye. It's really creepy.
Really nice, Dave.
Thanks.
So like
white paint. Now comes the fun.
The missing eye is very reminiscent of somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you using anyone as reference, Dave?
You know it. This is a premonition.
Oh,
all Dave's things come true.
that's the power of Dave dreams.
Let's see.
Ooh, boy.
Let's see if one of these has got a Halloween-y theme to it, but not really.
Well, have you guys? Let me ask a serious question. Have any of you guys ever seen a ghost?
I thought
Had a really scary Halloween type experience.
I thought I saw one at San Diego once.
Was that when you were rooming with Thierry?
Yeah. No, I had my own room, and it's kind of funny. I was sitting on the John doing my business.
Okay, this is not going well.
I'm already horrified.
And I'm facing over, the door's closed, and the mirror was to my left, and there was a towel rack behind me with a towel on it, and I saw a flash in the mirror, and that made me turn and look at the mirror, and I could see the towel behind me was moving
Creepy.
all by itself. Like, To this day, I can't explain it. There was no reason.
Sure, Dave.
But it was moved briefly and then stopped.
The air conditioner.
There was no air conditioner vent in there.
I had actually. Are you sure?
Yeah. Believe me, I was like, what the hell?
So
had you already not been taking care of business, you might have.
I might have shit myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Dan in the back?
Saved your life.
So, Dave, what you're saying is you believe in ghosts?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the towel moved.
Okay.
But not ghostly.
Well, who knows?
There are more things dreamt.
Maybe
in your
ghosts are
philosophy,
perverts. Maybe the ghost is a pervert. That's all I'm saying.
Could be. Could be. How about you, Jeff? Have you ever had a ghostly experience?
I did actually not see, but caught out of the corner of my eye and heard and felt super creepy at CrossGen. That building was clearly haunted.
It was probably just Andy Smith.
Yeah, it could have been Andrew Smith.
Joe?
Nope.
No?
No.
Joe's a skeptic.
Nothing?
I am a huge skeptic.
Well, so am I, but it is.
Joe
what it
doesn't believe in
is.
this nonsense.
No, I mean, plus, there's the other thing, right? I mean, when you see people petrified of ghosts and stuff, and you start thinking about, like, what could a ghost actually do to you? What's it going to do to you? You know what I mean?
It can take your soul, Joe. Your
It's
soul.
Inside.
You're right, your soul at all.
You're just making up rules. It's not going to do that.
No, it's not. It's true. It doesn't care about your soul.
No, I mean, what are they going to do? I feel bad for them. They're just going to hang around and watch you and stuff. It's like, all right, watch me. My life's pretty boring.
I don't know. Poor ghost wanted to watch Dave take a dump. That's
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're really hard up for entertainment, Joe.
He doesn't, really.
for eternal damnation. You will haunt this bathroom.
Yeah.
I did stay at the Horton Grand once, and supposedly there was a room there that was super haunted, but you had to like reserve it like years in advance because it was so famous.
Selling point.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the, what's the boat in Long Beach?
Queen Mary.
Queen Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, is the Queen Mary supposed to be haunted?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be very haunted, apparently, but
Super haunted.
look, anything old, it's like what's the New Yorker hotel? It's haunted.
No, it's not.
San Francisco is haunted by an Energizer bunny.
Yes. Wait a minute. Do you guys ever wonder like why there's no cavemen ghosts? Like why they're all Victorian era? Do you think there's like a lifespan to being a ghost?
Well, I think
I'm going to. That's great.
Well, I say the same thing. I say the same thing about past life, people that
Right.
say, and you're never the shit shoveler. You're always a princess or
Right.
somebody important. But,
Oh, some of us are.
well, yeah, but they always tell you the ones that supposedly can see it. Are like, oh, you were important. It's like, yeah, give me a break.
Everybody wants to be Cleopatra.
Yeah.
I dated a girl who said she was Cleopatra in a past life. She was awesome.
Dave was
Is that true?
Yeah, that is sadly true.
So, Dan, any ghostly bathroom experiences for you?
Bathroom experiences like Dave.
Yeah, like, you thought you went number 2 and you turned around and it wasn't there.
Thinking that I went number 1 and I actually went number 2. No, I didn't have anything like that interesting. But in one house in Laguna, I had
Here we go.
everyone.
Albert Dorn.
Everybody said they all saw ghosts in this house, and it turned out there was a woman who passed away, and
The odds of that happening in a house are pretty good. But good.
Yeah.
well, no, I mean people pass away in hospitals, and
Yeah, but that's what it houses too.
anyhow, I'm just sharing a story. I thought I'd seen things, but I have blurry vision, so
Right. And a vivid imagination.
yeah, very vivid.
And you drink a lot.
And you lie like crazy.
And I'm nuts. So there's that.
It's the hat trick. The hat trick of seeing ghosts.
Have you ever seen a wolf ghost, perhaps?
I have been a wolf whisperer.
Here we go again.
Not it.
Hey, what Ben? Did you find those questions?
Oh,
I did. Well, oh yeah, we're running out of time. Wow. It was
just
caught
getting
up
into the
spooky story time.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving us. All right, so here's the question. Let's see. What are the code names of the original Runaways?
Run.
And yeah, not Joan Jett.
Run.
Not those Runaways. What are the code names of the original Runaways?
Man,
Yeah.
You know, Jeff?
I
Let's
don't. I remember. I can picture them in my mind, but I can't picture. I can't call up their. I can't remember their names.
Try.
Oh, there's a lot of them. This is kind of a hard one.
Well, hey, if nobody wins, I get to keep this art.
Yeah.
Not going to complain.
Yeah, we need like the Jeopardy theme to play in the background while we're waiting on
That's
people.
copyrighted.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Everything fun is kind of copywritten.
You only have
Yeah,
to show them
The
no.
broadcast will be pulled.
Alex Trebek will come kick our asses individually.
Pretty much.
He's Canadian. He's too nice for that kind of thing.
Goodbye, comes.
I don't know. Did you see him in Happy Gilmore?
Trebek?
Isn't Happy Gilmore?
That was
No.
Bob
That's the
Barker.
other guy. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah, that looks great. Nice work.
Thanks. It's fun.
So we're still waiting for an answer. Everyone's out there typing into the Googles feverishly.
Well, if we
Let's
don't
see
get
if
it quickly enough, you might have to
let's
ask
see.
another question.
We may have got it here. And I got to check it, which is, a hassle because there's a lot of them. All right. No, I don't think this is correct.
Well, they don't get the prize in. It's as simple as that. We can't give it to them. They lose. We win.
No, I'm sorry, Judy. According to Tom Brevoort, that is not the correct answer.
Uh-oh. Judy is not going to be happy with that answer.
Tom Brevoort's
All right,
getting here.
How about another question?
Easy for you to say, Jeff.
Whew,
I know.
done.
Right?
Well, am I back?
Yeah.
All right. My internet was crapping out on me there. I got a little Adam Hughes hurricane disease. It's the ghost of Adam's hurricane. Aunt May.
Huh. And
Her maiden name.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jeff would know for sure.
Yeah, so
What
the
was
new
it?
question. What is Aunt May's maiden name? If you answer the Runaways question, you don't win anything.
I don't remember Aunt May's maiden name. That's a good one.
This is a scary question because it's Halloween. Aunt May, she's scary because she's lived forever. She is the undead. All
And
right.
she died a couple times.
Has she actually died?
I think she died. I know she's died once for sure and been brought back.
She's been almost dead. She's like the guy in Monty Python. Captain Negativity. Captain Negativity comes in first with it.
He won last week.
Riley, I knew it was an R. Oh,
He won last week.
he's allowed to keep, if nobody else can get it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we don't really have a limit on victories.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
have
true.
The
Just
rules have been stated that there's a limit.
It just seems unfair, but all
I
right.
mean, we can give it to the next guy. Oh.
Nah, he got it. We should make those. We should make those rules from now on, though.
All right.
You never win again.
Negativity, you can
You just
we
can't win.
appreciate you kept checking
weeks in a
in
row.
every week.
So Captain Negativity should just know how disappointed you are, Dave. In the fact
Yeah, I want to spread the love out.
No, I get that. But he should feel guilty
For the rest of his life.
He should probably rescind right now and say, you know what? It's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah. Get that drawing.
Get the drawing. Yeah, that's right. Screw it.
Oh, well, he's actually saying pick again.
No.
Oh, we're just giving you a hard time. Yeah.
Just the fact that he said that, I'm gonna send it to him now.
There you go.
Oh,
That shows good character.
I wouldn't. Screw him. No.
Yeah. But it's gonna get postmarked on the art side.
I just pulled a Willy Wonka.
This is a family show.
That doesn't sound good. Based on your other things, I don't want to know what a Willy Wonka is.
Yeah. What is that?
It's certainly. I think it's illegal in 3 out of 4 states.
Yeah, you're gonna get it pulled again.
Is it like a right? Something like that?
He really wants us to draw again. Do you want to give it to the next guy?
Really?
All right.
Really doesn't want your art, man. I don't know.
There you go. Thanks. He's a good man.
All right.
There was someone right after him. Let me get back up here. With the same answer was Kyle Blackwell.
Well, I like Kyle.
Kyle's
You know what, Kyle? If I'm Kyle, I'm giving it back to I just not.
Well, that's his postage.
He didn't really win. You know what I mean?
But that's on Kyle. That's on his postage.
And Joe's moral quote is solid.
Yeah, Joe is really. He was an editor in chief, for a while there. He's got rules are important.
He's a stand-up guy, that's for sure.
Judy wants to know if there's any new Pop Kill news, Dave.
We're getting ready to do the next Kickstarter, and we've got 2 special guest covers coming our way. One via Adam Hughes and one via Bill Sienkiewicz.
Nice.
So that'll be cool.
Which was better, Dave?
It's not for me to say. I'm not going to say, but they're both awesome.
You told us before.
And yet you'll never hear me say it here.
Yeah.
So Kyle Blackwell,
I'll put it on Twitter.
correctly, needs to drop it.
Yeah, Kyle, send me a DM with your address, and I'll postmark it out.
So on the Twitters or the Facebook.
Yeah, either or.
Hey, Dan, if you were Dave, wouldn't you just do a second one?
Oh yeah, in a second I would, but that's me.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Hey, Captain Negativity, I'm gonna go ahead and say you can have what Dan did tonight.
Wow, that's generous of you, Dave.
Yeah.
Considering I already bought this piece.
Oh, damn! All right.
No.
Wow.
Good Halloween piece for Ben. We're gonna put a little
Yellow marker.
He won't want it in a second. I'm gonna put a little yellow marker.
Just put little pee yellow markers on their crotches.
Golden shower.
I'm gonna do a little wind vein there.
Man, I gotta say, I'm really loving this whiteout. This Doc Martens bleed proof white. That stuff is amazing.
Sponsored by Speedwolf.
Speedwolf and Doc Martens bleed proof white.
How did you used to do? Did you use white out before? Did you have a different kind of white paint, Dave?
Because I'm lazy. I was trying to find a good pen, but they have to water them down so much to make them work,
right?
That they don't actually cover up other pens.
It's not opaque enough.
Yeah, you gotta do it like 15 times. Whereas this whiteout, this Pro White, is like one and done. It's amazing.
Nice.
Who drew this, guys? That's a little trivia for you guys. Who drew this?
God, look at those lines.
It's an okay job.
This was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Now,
Also,
that inspired your Red Sonja piece, right?
I was going to say, Dan, you swiped Bernie on that Red Sonny piece, didn't you?
Oh, that.
Beautiful.
So, folks,
Well, that was good times.
I've had a good
Jeff, I appreciate all the
Candy conversation.
candy conversation was amazing.
I mean, honestly, I could really talk. We should just have a whole episode about candy.
a candy show.
Remember Jason Liebig?
Yes.
He loves candy.
Well, Dan, most people love candy.
True. Fair enough. Fair play.
Not diabetics. It's hard on them.
They love it. They still love it.
I just can't love it.
I'm glad to see that none of you were drinking pumpkin beers this evening.
Oh,
Never. I'm not a big beer guy.
The worst thing of the Halloween season, pumpkin beers.
pumpkin spice. How do you feel about pumpkin pie?
I'm fine with pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving.
Mm.
You know,
Not Halloween?
no, that's kind of morbid, right? You're supposed to be carving the jack-o'-lantern, not baking it into a pie.
How is carving a face into it any less morbid than baking it?
Well, it's like the Christmas tree has to fulfill its holiday destiny before you do something else with it.
Oh, I get you. So you don't want to interrupt its karma.
That's it. It needs to live out its dream of being a jack-o'-lantern before you turn it into a pie.
I got you.
You got a lot of rules, Ben.
It's, it's how I have to live, Joe. I have to have a life.
Got to touch the handle 3 times.
That's it.
All right, gentlemen.
Obsessive. So
That's beautiful.
let's have a look here, Jeff.
Finish my Taskmaster.
Good times.
Fair
He's
enough.
Love it.
Always one of my favorites.
Came out lovely.
To one of the viewers, Jeff?
It's not for one of the viewers, but they might be watching.
No. Dave Wrongson Johnson. Oh, boy.
Are you going to sign that Wrongson in the other corner?
That's really cool. That's a great card.
Nice.
That's really now, Dave, how much would Jason, not you, charge for that at a show?
Well, it's on a tiny postcard, so
It's still a lot of work.
I don't think I would. It's basically just a headshot. So,
That's 2,000 lines.
are we judging price on lines now?
I wish, man, that's one way to do it.
Is that why Art Adams stuff is so expensive?
Exactly.
All that cross hatching?
Hatches.
Isn't that how Charles Dickens got paid? By word?
By the line?
By the line?
Hmm.
A lot of guys in the 80s got paid by the line.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We're in lines.
That was a fun time. I enjoyed drawing it.
Excellent. All right, gang. You might guess what time it is for me.
Oh, no.
What time?
It is omelet time.
Are you going to make a pumpkin omelet?
No, not at all. I'm not. Pumpkin is sweet, not savory.
It's not always the case.
Yeah, you can do both.
Unless it's like pumpkin soup.
It's a squash.
Yeah,
you can do things with it.
I'm pretty traditional.
Rendering there. The softer side of Joe.
Yeah, nice work on the hair,
Yeah,
Joe.
I'm still struggling with it.
She's cute in a dangerous sort of way.
Yeah.
Remember that great Bruce Timm Vampirella story with the artist?
No.
Oh.
No.
The Vampirella story that was really nice. It was basically this artist is drawing her and then he wants to kill her, and of course Vampirella's like, "Oh, I was just falling for this guy," and then she has to take him out.
Well, that was exciting.
Bruce drew it.
Yeah, what a great story. Dan.
Fantastic storytelling.
And then there was a towel, and it was moving.
Yeah. Tune in for more of my great storytelling with Uncommon.
Which is a good book, a good looking book.
We're just going to look at Dan. Everyone look at Dan and boo. All you viewers out there.
Yeah.
Dan, you been combing your hair?
The hair looks a little.
Dan, you been combing your hair? Something looks weird.
Got to color this. Wait, here it is.
The Reed Richards.
It looks nice. Distinguished.
Just put some ink on there.
Professorial.
Some,
Just color it. It'll be fine.
it up.
Like a vice principal.
Big old Sharpie out and black it out, man. You'll be
All
fine.
right, I gotta go. Jeff's cooking me dinner.
Yeah, the chorizo's almost done, Joe.
Yeah, he's cooking me breakfast though.
All right, gentlemen, have a fantastic Halloween. I will see you all next week.
I love all of you.
Bye, guys.
Later,
Anyway,
Dave.
thanks for joining us, folks. Go
Thanks,
look
Jeff.
up some Bernie Wrightson comics.